You said a very warm welcome and warm it is indeed. Torej, rekli ste, toplo dobrodošli in toplo je res. Bomo zdržali. Spoštovana gospa županja, spoštovani gospod veleposlanik, spoštovani gospod minister, cenjene krajanke in krajani, gospe in gospodje, dragi prijatelji.
Distinguished Madam Mayor, distinguished Excellency the Ambassador, distinguished residents of Metlika, distinguished Minister, ladies and gentlemen and dear friends.
Zahvaljujem se izraelskemu predsedniku Izaku Herzogu za izrečene prijazne besede in naklonjenost skupnemu praznovanju dneva slovensko-izraelskega prijateljstva.
I wish to thank the Israeli President Isaac Herzog for his kind words and support for this joint celebration of the Slovenian-Israel Friendship Day.
Tudi sama se veselim najinega sodelovanja in si seveda želim, da bova s predsednikom Herzogom nekega dne skupaj obiskala Metliko, ki v prijateljstvu simbolno povezuje najini državi in ljudi že skoraj 80 let.
And I also look forward to our cooperation, and I hope that President Herzog and I will visit Metlika together one day, as this town has symbolically connected our countries and nations in friendship for almost 80 years now.
Kot je že poudaril predsednik Herzog, prijateljstvo med Slovenijo in Izraelom sega v temačni čas druge svetovne vojne in našega skupnega boja proti fašizmu in nacizmu.
As already emphasized by President Herzog, the friendship between Slovenia and Israel extends back to the dark times of the Second World War and our joint fight against fascism and Nazism.
V tem obdobju sta slovenski in judovski narod spletla trdne prijateljske vezi, ki trajajo še danes. To nam resnično zelo veliko pomeni. Izraelu smo hvaležni za razumevanje in aktivno podporo v času slovenskega osamosvajanja in seveda tudi vstopa v mednarodne odnose.
In that period, the Slovenian and Jewish nations forged solid ties of friendship that have lasted until today and which truly mean a lot to us. We are grateful to Israel for the understanding and active support shown at the time of Slovenian independence and entry into international relations.
Po več kot 30 letih diplomatskih odnosov med samostojno Slovenijo in samostojnim Izraelom med državama poteka reden politični dialog na vseh ravneh.
After more than 30 years of diplomatic relations between independent Slovenia and independent Israel, regular political dialogue has been taking place at all levels between our countries.
Posebej vesela sem, da prijateljstvo potrjujejo tudi živahni gospodarski odnosi, katerih začetki segajo v čas še pred našo osamosvojitvijo.
I am particularly pleased that this friendship is being further enhanced by the lively business relations which were instigated well before our independence.
Upam in želim si, da se bodo seveda še okrepili tudi v okviru zagonskega podjetništva, kjer je Izrael res svetovna velesila in je Sloveniji lahko vzor.
I hope and wish that these relations strengthen even more, including within the framework of startup entrepreneurship, in which Israel is a global force and can set an example for Slovenia.
Tradicionalno prijateljske odnose žlahtnijo sodelovanje na področjih izobraževanja, kulture in znanosti, ki so se v zadnjih letih razširili tudi na najaktualnejša področja, za katera menim, da je meddržavno sodelovanje ključno. Sem sodijo tehnološke inovacije, kibernetska varnost in seveda umetna inteligenca.
Our traditionally friendly relations are further enhanced by cooperation in the fields of education, culture, and science, and this has also expanded to the most topical fields in recent years, fields in which I believe intergovernmental cooperation is crucial. These include technological innovation, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence.
Verjamem, da vse našteto tvori temelj našega prijateljstva, obenem pa je tudi spodbuden obet za nadaljnjo krepitev odnosov med državama in ljudmi v duhu medsebojnega razumevanja in tvornega sodelovanja.
I believe that all the before-mentioned forms the foundation of our friendship and also serves as an encouraging prospect for additional strengthening of relations between our countries and nations in the spirit of mutual understanding and constructive cooperation.
Spoštovane gospe in gospodje, Letošnja obeležitev dneva slovensko-izraelskega prijateljstva pa nosi še eno simbolno vez, zgodbo in usodo dveh mladih, ustvarjalnih in hrabrih poetov, ki sta v letu 1944 mnogo prezgodaj izgubila življenje.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's celebration of the Slovenia-Israel Friendship Day consists of yet another symbolic bond, the story and destiny of two young, creative and courageous poets who lost their lives in 1944 much too soon.
Oba sta še danes simbol upora, a tudi tragični žrtvi neusmiljene vojne, v kateri smrt ne izbira.
Both still today remain a symbol of resistance, but also as tragic victims of a relentless war in which no one was spared.
Pred 2 letoma je bila prva obeležitev dneva slovensko-izraelskega prijateljstva posvečena 100. obletnici rojstva mlade judovske pesnice Hane Seneš, letošnja obeležitev pa poteka v Kajuhovem letu, ko se spominjamo življenja in dela partizanskega pesnika Karla Destovnika Kajuha.
The first commemoration of the Slovenia-Israeli Friendship Day 2 years ago was dedicated to the 100th anniversary of the birth of a young Jewish poet, Hane Seneš. This year's ceremony is taking place in the year of a partisan poet, Kajuh, in which we remember the life and work of our poet, Karel Destovnik Kajuh.
Tako kot ima Hane Seneš posebno mesto v srcih Izraelk in Izraelcev, je tudi Kajuh pustil pomemben pečat v kolektivni zavesti slovenskega naroda.
As with Seneš, who holds a special place in the hearts of the Israeli people, Kajuh left a significant impact on the collective consciousness of the Slovenian nation.
V naši pesmi je Kajuh zapisal: Moja pesem ni le moja pesem, to je krik vseh nas. Moja pesem ni le moja pesem, to je boj vseh nas.
In his poem entitled Our Poem, Kajuh writes, "My poem is not only my poem, it is a cry of us all. My poem is not only my poem, it is a fight of us all."
Hana in Karel sta s svojimi pesmimi dala glas milijonom mladih ljudi, ki so v vojni vihri izgubili vse, tudi svoje življenje. Njune pesmi so večne, ker so iskrene, vendar pa so tudi strašljivo brezčasne, čeprav bo prihodnje leto minilo že 80 let od njune prezgodnje smrti.
With their poems, Hana and Karel gave a voice to millions of young people who have lost everything in the war, even their lives. Their poems are eternal because they are sincere, but also eerily timeless, although 80 years will have passed next year since their untimely deaths.
Spoštovani, Karel Destovnik Kajuh je v naši pesmi ganljivo opisoval, kako so v tistih težkih časih mladi ostali brez mladosti. Doživljali so propad starega sveta in skrivali premnogo nad.
In our poem, Kajuh touchingly described how young people lost their youth in those difficult times. They experienced the downfall of the old world and hid numerous hopes.
Po koncu druge svetovne vojne se povsod po svetu zdi, da smo zgodovino preživeli, njene nauke pa prezrli.
After the end of the Second World War, it seems that we have survived the history and yet ignored its lessons.
Še preden je minilo 80 let od njenega konca, je njena senca zopet padla na evropska tla, kjer se je smrt. Nemir pesti tudi Bližnji vzhod in druge dele sveta. Upanja in življenja po nepotrebnem ugašajo povsod. Pred nami so zahtevni izzivi, ki jih ne bomo zmogli rešiti sami.
But before 80 years have passed since its end, its shadow has yet again been cast on European soil, where it is sowing death. The Middle East and other parts of the world are also being plagued by unrest. Hope and lives are being destroyed in vain everywhere. We are faced with demanding challenges which we will not be able to resolve on our own.
Zato na tem mestu in ob tej priložnosti kot predsednica Republike in kot mati pozivam in prosim, Da si vsi skupaj obljubimo, da bomo storili vse, kar lahko in še več, da takšni verzi ne bi bili tudi izpoved generacije naših otrok ali njih otrok. Da mladi nikoli več ne bi brezupno zrli v svet, ki propada.
At this point, pa lahko zaploskamo, zakaj pa ne? So at this point, on this occasion, I, as the President of the Republic of Slovenia and as a mother, call on everyone and ask all of us to promise to do everything we can and more so that such verses do not become the declaration of the generation of our children and their children, so that young people never again look hopelessly into a decaying world.
Sama iskreno verjamem, da vsi, predvsem tisti, ki ste nam ljudje zaupali, da vas vodimo, zmoremo drugače, bolje, z več modrosti in sočutja drug do drugega, z več spoštljivosti in razumevanja tistega, kar nam je vsem skupno, želja po človeškem dostojanstvu.
I sincerely believe that everyone, especially those of us to whom you entrusted the leadership, is able to act differently, to be better, with more wisdom and compassion towards one another, with more respect and understanding towards what we have in common, the desire for human dignity.
Biti upanje in to obljubo izpolnjevati v svojih dejanjih. To je odgovornost nas, voditeljev in tudi vseh, ki tvorimo to družbo.
To be that hope and to fulfill that promise through our actions, this is the responsibility of all of us, the leaders, and also of everyone who is a part of society.
K izpolnitvi tega plemenitega cilja vodi mednarodno sodelovanje, medsebojno spoštovanje, razumevanje in, verjemite mi, tudi potrpežljivost.
International cooperation, mutual respect, understanding and patience, and believe me that patience is important, lead to the fulfillment of this noble objective.
Odločitev o tem, kako bomo naslavljali nesoglasja med nami, pa je zgolj naša. To, spoštovane gospe in gospodje, je tista najpomembnejša moč, ki jo imamo čisto vsi. Da se lahko svobodno odločimo, kako bomo ravnali in s tem prispevamo k boljšemu svetu in lepši prihodnosti.
The decision on how to address our mutual disagreements must be made by ourselves exclusively. Dear ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important power we all possess, to be able to decide freely about how to act and subsequently contribute to a better world and brighter future.
Torej prihodnosti, kjer bo tako, kot je Kajuh sklenil našo pesem, pa je vendar sreča biti mlad in poln nad.
This is the future that will reflect the ending of the poem that Kajuh wrote. And yet, it is a blessing to be young and full of hopes.
Spoštovane gospe in gospodje, hvala, da ste se odzvali vabilu Veleposlanika Države Izrael, županje Občine Metlika in mojemu vabilu ter se udeležili nocojšnje slovesnosti.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for responding to the invitation of the Israeli ambassador, the mayor of the municipality of Metlika and myself, and you are attending today's celebration.
Ob tej priložnosti se želim iskreno zahvaliti vam, spoštovana gospa županja, in vašim sodelavkam in sodelavcem, ki tako srčno sodelujete pri pripravi slovesnosti. Hvala tudi vam, Belokranke in Belokranci, ki že več generacij ohranjate spomin na Hano Seneš.
On this occasion, I wish to sincerely thank you, dear Madam Mayor, and your colleagues who are so wholeheartedly committed to the preparation of this ceremony. And thank you to all the citizens of Bela Krajina who have preserved the memory of Hane Seneš for several generations.
Ste zagotovo veter v krilih tega našega prijateljstva med našima državama.
You are undoubtedly the wind beneath the wings of this friendship of ours, the friendship between both our countries.
Hvaležna sem seveda tudi izraelskemu veleposlaniku Bokarju in njegovi ekipi za podporo pri tej obeležitvi in za poslanstvo, ki ga skupaj s slovensko veleposlanico Andrejo Purkart-Martinez opravljata pri krepitvi odnosov med Slovenijo in Izraelom.
I am also grateful to Israeli ambassador, Mr. Booker, and his team for supporting the celebration and his mission, performed together with Slovenian ambassador Andreja Purkart-Martinez, of enhancing relations between Slovenia and Israel. Thank you.
In za konec, dragi prijatelji, obstajajo zvezde, katerih žar je viden na zemlji, čeprav so že davno ugasle. Obstajajo ljudje, katerih sijaj še vedno osvetljuje svet, čeprav jih ni več med živimi. Te luči so še posebej svetle, ko je noč temna. Osvetljujejo pot človeštvu.
In conclusion, dear friends, there are stars whose radiance is visible on earth, even though they have long been extinct. There are people whose brilliance continues to light the world, even though they are no longer among the living. These lights are particularly bright when the night is dark. They light the way for humanity.
Takšni svetli luči sta narodna heroja Hana in Karel, z upanjem in iskreno željo, da so te Hanine besede, ki sem jih ravnokar izrekla, besede navdiha vsem nam, da bomo drug drugemu osvetljevali pot v boljšo prihodnost, in ob zaključku vam seveda želim lepo nadaljevanje slovesnosti in tega večera. Hvala lepa.
Such bright lights were the national heroes, Karel and Hana. And I hope and sincerely wish that these words written by Hana that I have just read to you serve as an inspiration to all of us when lighting the way for each other into a better future. And at the end, of course, I wish you a pleasant continuation of our celebration and a pleasant evening.
Hvala lepa.
Thank you.
Najlepša hvala, gospa predsednica.